of all, how are you feeling tonight?
I feel very good, Lawrence. Thank you very much. I'm extraordinarily lucky that I was able to regain all of my physical and cognitive function, which at my age, when you look at the history of West Nile virus, very often people can either die or have permanent impairment neurologically. So I just feel so fortunate that I've been able to bounce back. I just want to mention one thing, though, Lawrence. They were thinking about the possibility of West Nile. They drew a blood test that took several days to come back. They thought I originally had sepsis, and then when I came home, the blood test finally came back, and they said, you know, you have West Nile virus. You know, the good news is that you know what the diagnosis is. The bad news is that there's no treatment for it, and that was the frightening aspect of it, that there was nothing to do except try and get your body to come back with the help of my wife, Christine, and my daughters, who all came in to essentially nurse me back to health.
It is such a stunning story and so ironic in so many ways. You put yourself in danger over the course of your career, just going in and out of malaria zones, as you have so many times. But there are precautions for that. You can take a treatment before going into a malaria zone that will reduce the possibility of getting it. What can people do facing the threat of West Nile virus now that we are all facing it, as you point out in your article, because of climate change and the movement of these mosquitoes now?
Well, it's to protect yourself against mosquitoes. We don't have a vaccine to prevent it like we have for COVID, for example. We have a good vaccine. We don't have a vaccine for West Nile. So protecting yourself by wearing protective clothing when you go out, particularly in areas of dusk as it's getting dark, when mosquitoes tend to swarm. And when you go out and you have exposed parts of your body, put high percentage DEEK on your skin, because that would repel the mosquitoes. I kind of know what happened with me, Lawrence. I had been in the house because I was doing work in the house, and I rarely go out because the mosquitoes in the section of Washington, D.C. where I live are horrendous. I mean, they're just swarming around. We try with mosquito spray. It goes away for a little bit and it comes back. But I went outside because they were doing some sort of a piece on me in a British newspaper, and they wanted some photos. So I was standing there with the photos, and instead of swashing the mosquitoes away from me, a couple of them bit me, and sure enough, a few days later, the roof caved in on me.
It's such a shocking story to read. Dr. Fauci, please stay with us. We have to squeeze in a commercial break here. We're going to come back with more. And I want to get a word from you on what we're facing with COVID-19 as winter approaches. We'll be right back with Dr. Anthony Fauci.